Okay, take a sip and we'll go.
The Money Sauce Podcast with your hot saucy J and G. Money.
Welcome to episode number 28 of the Money Sauce Podcast.
28?
28.
We've been doing this 28. Well, you've been doing it 28 weeks. I've been doing it 26 weeks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, can you believe it?
Wow. I can't.
It's time flies. We talked not last time, the time before that,
Time before that, okay.
about the Whitecaps. It felt like the last time because we recorded once and broke it up into two episodes.
Right.
But the Vancouver Whitecaps, and we have some actual breaking news.
Do we
this
have a
time.
graphic for breaking news?
We've never had real breaking news. I've only said it by mistake once.
Seems about right for this show, saying things by mistake.
At 8:08 p.m. today, Monday, or not Monday, it's Wednesday, isn't
Wednesday.
it? May 26th. The Sportsnet website posted an article saying British Columbia Jobs Minister Ravi Kalon says that the provincial government has been approached by a local group that wants to buy the Vancouver Whitecaps.
That's great.
Fantastic news. Apparently, they're not asking for any financial assistance. They were mostly reaching out because this minister has been involved in the whole negotiations with the Whitecaps and BC Place and all that kind of stuff. So I guess they're probably reaching out to him asking for more specifics about what the deal with BC Place is in terms of where they stand, I guess, on, maybe giving some more back in terms of concessions and parking and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But he says they seem serious. They want to move in. They've been doing their due diligence. They understood that the group is looking for more information about that lease situation. And he said that they are probably going to be coming forward publicly pretty soon. So,
What are the odds that it's Ryan Reynolds led?
oh man, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I mean, he's got the whole Wrexham thing behind him, taking
He's got a
that club.
pedigree for developing winning teams.
And yeah,
Soccer teams specifically.
yeah, and being a successful business person too, right?
Mm-hmm.
The mobile company, the spirits brands that he's involved in, and all
Mm-hmm.
that. So, and of course, he has his ties being from BC, right? So that feels like it would be a good fit, but it's easy for us to spend his money, right?
Bro, he bought a soccer team and they've been promoted, what, 3 or 4 of the last 5 years or something? There was only the 1 year where they didn't get promoted.
Which would be this year.
Is this year over now? Has that playoff finished?
I believe
Last
so.
I heard they were in the playoffs, but I don't follow it closely. But they didn't make it the first year, and then they were promoted all the way to the Champion League. Not to be confused with the Champions League. The Championship League?
Or the Premier League.
No, the second tier league.
They're in the second tier league.
Yeah,
yes.
That's where they are now.
Yeah.
Wrexham has never been this high, apparently.
Never. Yeah.
So that's great. So he's been spending money, a lot of money before that.
Absolutely.
Hopefully making some of that back, as that was a good investment in that community and that team, and I'm glad they've had all the success.
Mm-hmm.
So
hopefully. Yeah. But yeah, I just double checked, and yeah, they haven't. It's over. Yeah, they nearly missed out. So,
still remarkable.
yeah. And not to make it a Wrexham thing, but maybe it was a little too soon to go up to the Premier League and just get knocked right back down again, you know? Um,
They'd still
anyways,
make some nice money that year.
yeah, that's true. Uh, that said, we have no clue who this group is that's looking to
A spicy little
come.
mystery.
Yep, he wouldn't the jobs minister there wouldn't say. It said it's not his place to say, but he has had conversations. So we're going to keep an eye on that for sure, man. I mean, I know I said it before, it would be a crying shame if this team went, and especially to Las Vegas, where like to me it feels more like a trendy move to move a professional sports team to Vegas as opposed to a long-term viable move. Considering Major League Baseball is going to be there, the NFL's there, the NHL's there, the NBA is going to be there. Like, eh, I don't know. It just doesn't, it feels like it's too much too fast for a city whose primary, like, their primary residence or permanent residence base isn't that huge. They rely on tourism more. And
Is that still the case though? Because they're like a city of 1 million.
is it
I saw
that
the,
big?
I thought so. A lot of that there's a good number of that population that's working the casino life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's shift work, overnight work, or whatever.
The city population as of 2026, the city itself is 694,000, but the
Okay.
metro area is about 2 million.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, there's a lot of shift work, absolutely. Their tourism has been down significantly, as we know from in the news. Not that I know any stats about it, but um, it just doesn't feel like Las Vegas right now. It might be a better place to pump the brakes on throwing more sports teams into the mix.
Well, it's
Uh,
nice that this owner can cash out the way he wants to cash out and it can stay in Canada.
yeah, I
Win
really,
win.
really hope so. Anyways, we'll keep an eye on that. Um, let's have a quick look at the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Ooh.
Switching back to hockey.
Our our very competitive league.
Yeah, you and
The Stanley
Captain,
Cup,
yeah.
right? Me and Captain, neck and neck, 20-10.
So when we talked last week, the Sabres had not moved on yet, but they ended up picking up the win and moving on. And I believe Anaheim had not moved on at that, or was it Philadelphia that had not moved on that point? Regardless, we're in round two and games are underway. Colorado is up 2-0 on Minnesota.
Already.
Yeah. Um, it doesn't seem like Minnesota is going to put up much of a fight here. Um,
Mm, maybe Dallas should have made it to the second
maybe. Vegas, Anaheim, one game in the books, and the other game is just started. Vegas is up 1-0. It's 0-0 in the first 5 minutes of the first period right now in game two. Earlier tonight, Buffalo beat Montreal 4-2, so we have a 1-0 lead for the Sabres. And Carolina is already up 2-0 on Philadelphia. I don't think that's much of a shocker, though.
round.
I think
No, I don't think so.
whoever won the Pittsburgh Phillies series, I thought was coming here to kind of get beat up by Carolina. So, um,
Both Carolina and Colorado have yet to lose a game.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see how long that can go. Feels like we're on track for a Colorado Carolina final, but as I guessed when we did the bracket, that somehow didn't save. But I
Didn't
st
save it, never existed.
okay, I can't argue that because I can't get it to show up
That's
anywhere.
right.
But yeah, I would still love to see Buffalo or get through to the Stanley Cup, of course, as the official team of the podcast.
The fun thing about that series with Buffalo and Montreal,
Hmm.
it's win-win.
It
It's
really
fun
is,
hockey to
isn't
watch because if Montreal wins, great. Canadian
it?
team in the conference final.
Yeah.
Buffalo wins, great. Official team of the show in
Hmm.
the conference final.
Yeah. And considering my long-standing feelings on the Carolina Hurricanes, I'd be rooting for either one of them to beat them. Uh, so let's move into breaking-ish news now.
Good.
This is a little less fresh, but it's about a day old. Um, Jim Rutherford, president of hockey operations for the Vancouver Canucks, has announced that after the draft, and we'll talk a little bit more about what happened there, he's going to move into an advisory role with the Canucks. So he's going to be stepping down. So the Canucks are now going to be looking for a new GM, a new president of hockey operations, maybe somebody to do both. And
I hear the former CEO of McDonald's is looking for a job. Seems to be the thing to do to hire former restaurateurs on your hockey team.
yeah,
We'll get there.
or maybe
Foreshadowing.
yeah, maybe a poker player of some sort. But
I would take the poker player over the Frosty guy. And I love Frosties. Don't get me wrong. 99-cent Frosties over the summer are my jam,
This
but not
episode
running my
apparently
team.
brought to you by Wendy's.
Official restaurant of the show.
Uh, so yeah, things are not looking good in Vancouver. They have a lot of work to do. And
Does he say why? Why now? It just seems weird.
I mean he's 77.
Yeah, but they
I
didn't. Why wouldn't you just do that when the GM goes? Is this
yeah,
just like a
fair
little like a
fair
nicer
question.
send off?
I guess yeah, I mean he didn't give any reason. I'm just assuming it's he probably like to retire thing.
These guys never like to retire. They're always forced out.
So you think maybe that's what it is ownership trying to completely clean
I
house?
I think it's yeah, and I think it's just a nice way to be like, you know what? We respect what you've done for this team.
Yeah.
Rather than fire you, well, let's run the draft and all the best in your future endeavors.
There you go.
And why not?
Yeah. And I'm
You
sure
know,
his advisory role will be more than anything looking for they need somebody to find the GM,
did
somebody.
they make a senior executive or advisor to the senior executive advisor role for him too?
Yeah. Yeah. But they haven't given the title, but yeah, he's in an
Right.
advisory role. So
So this is what Matt's is doing. Also retired and now just kind of there.
well, yeah.
I'm
Well,
here if you need me.
let's
Now you take this question.
let's get to that. That's what I have next on the board here. 3 days ago, the Maple Leafs hired Matt Sundin as the senior executive advisor and John Shakea as the general manager of the club. Let's give a quick history on Johnny Boy here for anyone who doesn't know.
That's good context.
It's May 2020 or sorry, May 2016. He was hired as the youngest general manager in NHL history when he became the GM of the Arizona Coyotes. Under his tenure, the Coyotes were 131 wins, 147 losses, and 38 ties. Um, so that was 4 years as the GM. Um, in his uh, in his tenure, he got the Coyotes a playoff berth for the first time since 2012. That was the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs. But just as those playoffs were about to start on July, or sorry, yeah, July. Yeah, just before those playoffs were about to start, he stepped down from his position So he never actually was in charge of the team when the playoffs happened, even though he got them there. And the reason he stepped down is because he was apparently behind the scenes looking to get a job with a different NHL team. That's
Right.
not allowed. So, um, looking to get that job is against the league rules. If a NHL team is interested in somebody that a different team has and wants to conduct an interview with them, that team has to reach out to the team that that guy is currently working for and ask for permission. He was soliciting for jobs basically, um, with other NHL teams while being employed with the Coyotes. So when he stepped down from his position, he became suspended by the league, and they did some examinations as to what was going on. So the NHL ruled that he had breached his obligation to the club by pursuing opportunities with other clubs while still under contract.
Nice.
He also, because he terminated his contract with 3 years remaining, and it was revealed that the Coyotes, under his guidance, were hosting private scouting combine for draft prospects, which is 100% strictly forbidden by the NHL. This
Right.
is not the NFL. There's not a combine for them to go to like that. Not a private combine for them to go to. There's not, interview days like the NFL has or whatever. Um, and so the Coyotes, as a result, had to forfeit their second round draft pick in the 2020 draft
Jeez.
and their first round pick in the 2021 draft.
Are we going to lose Gavin McKenna because this guy runs a combine?
So up until recently, he was suspended by the league. And there was no really official, or not that I could find, um, ruling or anything by the league that he was free to return. It just seems like the Leafs wanted him and they waived it kind of thing. In the meanwhile, as you alluded to, him and his wife uh, have purchased and ran 50 Wendy's franchises and five Tim Hortons franchises. Um, the other thing that I found while looking into his story is apparently about a year ago, he reached out to the Leafs organization asking if there was any position for him.
Really?
Yeah, this is all coming out of the the kind of news surrounding what happened at the press conference, right, with Steve Simmons kind of coming at Keith Pelly hard,
As he
and
should.
and yeah, so Steve Simmons of the Toronto Sun was at the press conference, and he questioned Keith Pelly on his decision to hire John Shakam because he said he spoke to, I think he said about a dozen people within the league, all who seemed like to say that this was a bad idea and they were baffled by this decision.
Like the
So,
rest of us.
yeah, um, my 2 cents is nobody else wanted this job. Like not nobody else, right? But nobody of prominence wanted this job. And this guy clearly wanted it. He reached out to the Leafs apparently, asking for something. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's not commanding as high a salary as a lot of other GMs in the league are as well.
They're paying him in Tim's
Consider
gift cards. Is that what you're saying?
um, considering Rogers has gone through this period where they're cutting spending on everything, I wouldn't be sh shocked if, if the average GM makes 5 million, this guy's making like 1 million or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would not be surprised. What I can't figure out for the life of me is why Matt Sundin is involved in this. From the
Mysteries
Leafs,
abound.
from the Leafs side of things, it makes sense. This is a very popular player that had a good long run with the Leafs. People love him. I understand, from a PR perspective, Sundin would be a good thing for the Leaf side of things. Why would Matt Sundin, who retired from the NHL, disappeared to Sweden, never to be seen again, besides for to come back to Toronto to, do
Retire his
some book
jersey.
signings, yeah, and retire his jersey? Why would he come back to Toronto to have this executive advisor role? Why would he agree to do this when he has no like past experience in any kind of hockey management? I just don't get it. I don't get why he's here. And frankly, as probably, yeah, not probably, as the player that I would identify as my favorite Leafs player of all time, I don't want to see him get dragged through the mud with this ridiculousness. It's
No,
it's sad.
it's bizarre. It's bizarre to me because I don't even know where to start. With Matt Sundin, he, I wonder if this is his way of kind of getting experience in the league to then move up, but you have no say in things.
Hmm.
So I and if things likely go bad, what is that experience worth?
Hmm.
You're only kind of worth what you are to the Leafs, and no other organization. You don't carry the same sort of weight in.
Right.
Um, it just doesn't. It just feels weird, and it's fascinating that, like you said, Chayka approached the Leafs a year ago, just looking for a job, and like the paying him next to nothing is the only thing that kind of makes sense. Because like, why would you take this guy over your like promote one of your assistant GMs who already
Yeah.
knows the players and everything and whatever?
Yeah.
Um, like do
I
that
will
or like
say,
it doesn't make any sense. Like it's the Chayka thing. Like with all of the baggage, I was listening to a show today on the radio, and they were talking to Chayka, and they were like, "What's different? What's changed since then?" Because people are aware of your baggage, we'll
mhm.
say. And it's like, well, I was 26 at this time, and I was dating, and now I'm 36, and I'm married with 3 kids. So life changes. That was the answer.
So nothing besides
Nothing.
for your marital status.
You're married with kids now.
Great.
That's what's changed.
Great.
So I'm sure he's a bit wiser and a bit more familiar with
How to make
beef.
a frosty.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I'll say
It's not
this.
frozen beef, so he's got less experience with ice.
I'll say this. I mean, one of the things that the Leafs said they wanted was like a stats guy, right? Like the Sonny Meta guy that went to New Jersey.
Well, I
Um,
get that,
and
but like, there's
and
other stats guys. Your
yes.
assistant GM is a stats guy.
Hmm.
Like, how about a stats guy who wasn't suspended by the league indefinitely and
Hmm.
chased out of town?
Hmm.
Who was so disloyal to where he was working, he was just like, I'm gonna interview somewhere else.
Yeah. And screwed that organization. Not well. I mean, it wasn't
Like,
a
how do you
great
give this guy the
franchise,
keys to
but
the car?
yeah.
And then Matt Sundin's just kind of there. I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
To be honest with you, I don't think this is going to end well, and
No,
I feel bad for Matt Sundin being attached to it because
it's you know
this is
what?
going to be a thing that could ruin his like
I feel bad for him too, but he's
reputation.
made this choice.
Yeah,
He's
you're right.
making this bad.
Hmm.
Like to sign up with this circus in the state it's in. like it's one thing to cost. Like I hear what you're saying about like cutting costs, but then like why are you hiring Matt Sundin? Like they must
Yeah.
have offered him some good money to uproot his comfortable life in Sweden. Like it. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. I just don't. It's
No one
baffling.
gets this. It makes no sense. Um, bleh. That's it.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But this just stinks.
well, to add to
And to
the
think that nobody wanted this job, I don't know. I can't believe that. Like nobody wanted it. It's just too. There's only so many of these jobs in the league,
sure.
you know. And like if they're they tried to interview Brisebois,
Hmm.
so you've got to think, okay, he's going to come in with autonomy, or maybe not. But Tampa Bay said no, so they tried to interview some people. But then
Well,
like, why don't you
apparently,
wait till the season's over, like the playoffs are over?
yeah, that's what I was gonna say
They you
next.
don't. They've openly admitted saying they didn't have a draft strategy until yesterday, right?
Well, yeah,
Shaka said that on the radio today. He's like, "Well, we didn't have a strategy until they won the first round pick because they didn't have a first round pick.
hell, as soon as
So you
the
could wait. You don't need. You could wait till the season's over to be like, all right, well now let's find somebody
hmm you
who's
could,
now like Tampa Bay being done in the first round again. Puts a little bit of pressure on. Like, okay, maybe you want a fresh start. Maybe you can prize someone out of a nicer job,
hmm
right? Because now it's like 4 years in a row they've been eliminated in the first round. Which to me
yeah,
personally,
uh,
with my opinion on the playoff format, first round is probably like the hardest round after maybe the final.
hmm um, I still think I'd rather be in Tampa Bay than in Toronto right now.
It's a good question. Like if you just put it like that, where would you rather be, Toronto or Tampa Bay? Toronto, you have the opportunity to start from almost scratch.
No, you don't.
You don't think so?
No, I absolutely don't think so.
Austin Matthews has like 1 foot out the door.
Which we'll
You
get to
got
in a
now you have the
second.
first round pick.
Yeah. And then you don't have much first round after that.
Well, we have one next. Don't we not have Colorado's pick next year?
I will.
We got a first round pick back with the Nicholas Roy trade. No one ever talks about it though because they just want to trash talk the Leafs and how dumb they are, which we've been doing a lot the last 10 minutes. But this part of it's true. Like there is an opportunity here to kind of, put your own fingerprints on a historic franchise. That can't mean nothing to somebody other than John Chayka.
So just to clarify that the trade with Nicholas Roy, it's a conditional first round pick for next year. So it becomes a 2028 first round because it's top 10 protected if Colorado ends up with the top
Okay, well
10
they're not getting the
pick.
top 10.
Yeah, I know, but
So you said
just to
2028
it will move to 2028 if Colorado
falls in
is
the top
the
10.
top 10. Yeah.
Okay. So the
The
probability
likelihood
is
is
on.
yes, they will get Colorado's first round pick next year. But let's also say the probability is that it'll be a late first round pick.
Still first round pick.
Sure, sure. hmm but yes, they do have a first round pick probably next year.
Question. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Um, do they have a first round pick after that? How far away did they mortgage this winning window?
I will look that up, but well, I do not believe they have a 2028 first round draft pick. Uh,
Unless, yeah, look that up.
yeah,
And like, just gonna think out loud here. Maybe they're bringing in
please.
Sundin to light a fire under Nylander's butt as like a fellow Swiss, as like the iconic captain of this team, certainly for our generation. Maybe Nylander can care a little bit. and maybe flash a peace sign instead of a middle finger next time he's in the press box.
To answer the question, the 2027 first round pick, as we talked about with the Avs, the Flyers have the Leafs 2027 first round pick. In
Okay, I know they
2020,
don't have their own first round pick.
right?
They have Colorado's for next year.
The Bruins have the Flyers.
Oh yeah,
The,
who do the Bruins get now?
no, they got the Leafs one next year,
Yeah.
but it must be no, it's showing 2028.
So the Flyers have the Leafs 2028 pick?
They have the 27. It says the Bruins has the 28 what I'm looking at here. Point is they don't have their own first round draft pick until 2029 after
They wow.
and they don't
So they've got one this year, and then 2027 they have Colorado's, and then no
yeah,
pick in the 28 draft.
and then 29 they'll have the first round one back at
Okay, so they're only missing the first round once.
but once the way it
So there's
stands
time
here.
to like they could they can recover that.
In 2027 they have a second round pick, a third. Oh, they have almost. They've done so much trading of picks. It's crazy to look at here. But the point is in 2026, they actually do have a fair amount of picks past the first round. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13 picks over the 7 rounds. Um, so this draft, them talking about not having a draft strategy seems absolutely ridiculous considering how many picks they have to make, even if they are in the later rounds.
Well, I think they just meant for this year. But you're saying they have a lot of later round picks?
This year, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's because they've only been on the job for a day.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
fair enough. Right.
But you
Um,
sold this company on a vision you had, so it's weird. It's still a weird statement to throw out there, but
mhm,
just maybe we're already off to a great start, I guess.
yeah. Well,
Either
there,
way, there's an opportunity for a GM to come in here and put your own fingerprints on this. So
yes.
it's hard to believe that they hired Chaka because no one else was interested. No one else available. Okay. Again, hire your assistant GM, promote him, let him figure it out.
Well, here's something
But
he's going
anyways,
to have to figure out. According to the
ooh,
Athletics,
segue.
Chris Johnson, the Leafs captain, Austin Matthews, isn't sure he'll be back with the club next season. Apparently, he needs to see in meaningful roster improvements through trades and free agency before committing to another season in Toronto. Now, him saying that is kind of,
A meaningful roster improvement would
I
be him
mean,
playing better.
yeah, well, there's that. Um, I hate to tell you this, Austin, but you signed a 2-year extension. Uh, You're going to be back next year unless you choose to hold it. Like,
I'm, you know,
you
I
don't
think
have a say in this, buddy.
I don't know Quinn Hughes and the Kachuk, Keith Kachuk, Matthew Kachuk. If these guys want to go, they'll go.
Sure, but to say I'm unsure if I'll be back is like it feels like he's saying,
No, it's
my
classless for
contract
sure,
is
for sure,
up and I have a say in it. Like you've
for sure.
already signed the extension. You're going to be back if the Leafs don't trade you.
It's the modern athlete, man.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, but it is another uh spark to add to the flame that is the dumpster fire that seems to be happening with the Leafs right
If
now.
he left, it would be to me it would be sad, but it would be if you get like a Quinn Hughes return. There's reason to be optimistic. Yeah, it's gonna hurt for a little while, but like
At this stage of the game, getting the first round the first overall, I should say, pick, um, you could potentially offload him and Nylander, get a bunch of picks, and like accelerate yourself into a rebuild that's got a guy to rebuild around.
You could, man. Send this guy to Utah and take some of their young kids.
Hmm. You would still be the guy that traded Austin Matthews, but
But that's like what
yeah.
you're just gonna like sign up to tens of millions of dollars so he can just suck a little bit more each year.
Hmm.
Like that's the modern game. It feels like it's either you do this or you end up paying for dead weight later on
Yep.
and suck that way. So I'd
Yeah.
rather suck with like a little bit of hope than just be like, oh man, we just got to wait out these awful contracts.
Hmm.
These
Hmm.
guys aren't doing anything, and we don't
Hmm.
have any draft picks because we were in our win window.
Hmm.
Like I'm all for trading him while he has at the height of his value. If he wants to go, there's the door, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather start the rebuild in an exciting way than just have this hemming and hawing while he collects
Yeah,
paycheck and
and
not caring and just watching this awful product on the ice.
right. And get Tavares out of here and let him win a cup. You know, like
Oh, Tavares, he was like, I feel for him the most.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I know he was
A class act.
public enemy number one for a while there because he signed a big contract which hampered the Leafs.
No, I don't.
And,
I
but
don't. I don't hate him for that.
I don't either. I'm
He
just
took
saying
less money. He took less money
yeah.
to come here, and then we were
Yeah.
going to be this awful two-headed monster in the playoffs, and it never panned out that way.
Yeah.
But not because of him.
100% I agree with that.
So
But I know that that's how people felt. Um,
I don't think people will look back, and I hope people look back and be like, John Tavares was a good addition. Yes, he was an expensive free agent. That's what free agents are. And
yeah.
again, he took less money to come here,
Hmm.
and it was such an exciting time. Me and my wife still talk about it. We were in Banff when we heard the news, and I was wishing everyone a happy John Tavares Day, and they just looked at me like I had three heads.
Mm,
But we were so
yeah.
pumped, and like, yeah, like you can blame that contract for hampering him, but again, like the salary cap didn't go up for a few years.
Yeah.
You
As
know,
we've
there's
talked
other
about.
things that happened,
Yeah.
and I think John Tavares was worth what he got.
Hmm. And I think every other team in the league would have happily signed him to that contract too.
Yeah,
So that says to me that he is worth what he got. We've already said it. So yesterday we had the draft lottery as we were on the baseball field, which quick sidebar, that's why this podcast is not recorded on Tuesday for the summer at least.
yeah.
Uh,
Adjust your calendars, everybody.
we are going to be a Wednesday
Hit
podcast
that
now.
notification bell if you want a notification of when the latest episode is up.
There you go.
Don't
That's
forget
the
to like and
best way.
subscribe.
Yeah, and all your favorite podcatching apps as well. Um, the NHL Draft Lottery happened yesterday, as I said. So just to kind of quickly recap, I know we talked about it before, but how does the draft lottery work?
Oh gosh,
So
do we
the
have the time?
we do. I've
Didn't we
read
do
it.
this in an episode already?
We did. But I've read it and I've read it again and I've read it a few more times because think
So we did it wrong.
I think I'm more clear on it now than I was before.
I like that.
I don't think I was wrong before. I
That's
just
very
think
politically correct of you.
I'm more confident in saying this than I was
I wasn't
before.
wrong. I'm just more confident in what I'm saying now. I read
Yeah,
it again
that's right.
and again and again.
Um, so the NHL actually uses an accounting firm to run this process for the league. And basically, what they do is before the draft starts, each team that's in the lottery is assigned a set number of random four-digit number combinations. Okay. So the way it works is they take 14 ping pong balls and they place them in the lottery machine. Out of those 14 ping pong balls, a potential combination of 1001 four-digit numbers could come
Wrestling holds?
could come out of those ping pong balls. Each team gets assigned
Barbar.
a those four-digit numbers based on where they ended up in the standings, which I'll get to in a second. But to make it an even 1000, there's one number combination that if it got pulled, nobody would get the first pick. They'd have to redo this
They'd have to
draft.
redo it? They
Yeah,
wouldn't just be
there's
like, okay,
out of the
worst team gets it?
1001 combinations that could possibly happen, there's one that wouldn't award so, the pick, basically. The likelihood of it happening is so incredibly
One in
small.
1,001.
Mhm. So, based on the standings, the way it works is each team has a percentage um, of the odds, and that percentage is broken down into how many number combinations we get. So, for example, the Vancouver Canucks had an 18.5% chance to get the number one pick. So that means they got 185 combinations of that four-digit number. And if one of those 185 numbers that they have assigned to them were picked from the four balls coming out of the ping pong ball thing, the lottery machine,
Hmm.
um, all those numbers would be removed. The Canucks would have got the first pick. All those numbers that the Canucks have would have been removed. And then they go ahead and they do the second pick. So the lottery really is for pick number one and pick number two.
I didn't realize that going into it.
I didn't either until I started watching the video presentation that they had last night of it.
Oh, I'm glad it was
Um,
informative.
so all that to say, with an 8.5% chance, aka
So you're saying there's a
85
chance.
number combinations, the Toronto Maple Leafs ended up with the first overall pick. And with a 5% chance, so 50 number combinations, the San Jose Sharks ended up
They only had a
with
5%
this.
chance?
Yeah, and they
That
got
is
the
so sick for
second
them.
overall pick.
They might have to be the second team of the show.
They are going to be good.
We'll
There's
talk about it. We'll talk
no
about it in
doubt
the
about
offseason.
it.
We'll see what Buffalo does this year. If they win a cup, we can move on.
I'm, yeah, yeah, maybe. Um, in
I
the
mean, I feel
end,
like if Buffalo wins the cup, I feel like our job here is done. We wish them well. Good season. They can't hog all of our goodwill and good luck.
I'd be okay with that.
We'll
But
see.
this is a team choice to make. Well, let's get through the playoffs first. But going back to the lottery, we got the Leafs, then the Sharks, then the Canucks, who dropped down to three, the Blackhawks, the Rangers, who coming into it, the Rangers had 11.5% chance, and the Blackhawks had a 13.5% chance. So basically, the teams that were
So only the
estimated to
two
be
teams
one,
move up,
two,
right?
three. Yes, because then the Flames,
Everything else stays the same based on
the
standings, correct?
Krakens, Winnipeg, Florida. Yes, yeah. San Jose jumped up, Nashville jumped, yeah, stayed, I mean, and then St. Louis and New Jersey. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what happened. So for the second time, the Leafs have picked, or sorry, it's the third time the Leafs are going to pick first overall. The last two times being Wendell Clark in 1985 and Austin Matthews in 2016.
Was Wendell Clark the first time they ever drafted first overall?
Yeah,
Even when the league was six teams?
it was different then though because
Okay.
they didn't they had before there was the entry draft, they had you basically owned like junior teams in your regions.
Oh, I see.
So like
Makes sense.
Montreal owned all of the province of Quebec, and all the junior teams were, they were able to sign those players, kind of thing.
So how
So
did
there,
Bobby Orr end up in Boston?
I don't know the specifics as to how he ended up in
Fair enough. We don't
Boston,
have to go
but
down it now. But anyways,
it's a
that's
fair
astounding
question.
to me.
That might have been
The
around the
reason they
time
had
when
the
they
entry draft.
switched to the entry draft. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I
Anyways,
will not hold up the podcast as Googling that, but
okay.
that's where we're that's where the Leafs are at. Um,
How does it feel seeing that?
okay, so I think we both felt the same way. I think we felt that the Leafs were going to end up giving their pick to Boston, right?
110%.
It didn't seem like this was going to happen. This seemed very unlikely, and
I didn't even allow myself to think about it. Because I'm like, that's not going to happen.
yeah,
And then it
shocking,
happened.
I guess is the word. I'm
I
very
was thrilled. I'm
surprised.
thrilled. I'm wearing a Leafs jersey because we finally won something. It's great. It's exhilarating. It's terrifying also because
I
now
mean,
what do we do with this pick? It's not a clear cut draft like it was when we drafted Austin Matthews. You know, there was a guy on the came on the fan today
mhm.
and was like, Gavin McKenna's not the guy. They got to trade this pick, trade down, draft someone else, and try to get like a prospect, an elite prospect back. And like when it was Matthews, it was hands down, you got to draft Matthews. And it was the right thing to do.
So right now, the I think it's fair to say that it's Gavin McKenna and Ivor Steinberg as the 1-2, whatever order it happens, right? That's seems to be the consensus from what I've seen out there.
Mm.
Um, so whether the Leafs take McKenna or Steinberg or San Jose just gets the other one basically, and those are going to be the two guys that we watch. They're the guys of the draft class
If
this
you're
year.
San Jose, it's
But
way less stressful.
if you're San Jose, it's gravy, man.
Just all gravy.
Yeah, they've got, they're on the upswing big time, and they've got a massive star in Celebrini, who's this year has made himself into a huge star with the
Oh,
Olympics.
he
I
could be the
mean,
future of the
over
league.
100 points, etc. Yeah. Um, yeah. So for San Jose, this is just this is great. They're just adding more to the stable, and they're just going to keep getting better quickly. Um, for the Leafs, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna ask you first,
Okay.
and then because I know what I'd do. Easier said than done, of course, but in an ideal world, what do you do? Do you take that pick and go with one of those two guys? Do you trade? What would you like to see happen? Let's assume you got the GM job. What are you doing?
If you have the GM job, I think the easier thing to do is you just draft the best player available. You
Yeah.
draft the easiest thing to do is to draft Gavin McKenna
Hmm.
because he's the person your scouts love. Everyone seems to, not everyone,
Not
but
everyone,
he
but
seems he's the number one ranked North American skater.
hmm
So historically, that's the safer bet
hmm
over the number one European rated. So you take him, like, oh, we drafted the best player available.
hmm
You know, um, I think that's the easiest thing to do and the safest thing to do. So I think that is what I would do
hmm
and expect the Leafs to do. I'd be very surprised if they traded down with this to try and get like a defenseman and uh, a draft pick. I heard that kind of rumor as well.
hmm
Um, there was one guy who suggested they go to Vancouver and ask for Zebum. Is that his name? Zebum? Zebum
Uh,
and the third overall pick, and then then you can draft your because McKenna's from Whitehorse, so I think he's like a Vancouver guy. The
yeah,
Canucks have
right.
kind of claimed him as their own. So then you get your guy on your team as the cornerstone for whatever you're doing next.
Z Bum is the
Zebum,
defenseman,
yeah, sorry.
yeah, who started with the Wild and came over with the
in the Hughes trade.
Yeah, the Hughes trade. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course, you would know you orchestrated that trade.
yeah, it was a big part of it. I just saw how unhappy Hughes was sitting basically next to him.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like if they do that, I'm like, okay, that's I don't hate it. It's just like you never live down not having a superstar on your team. Like if Gavin McKenna blossoms into something, you'll never live it down.
You'll
People still
never live
talk
it down.
about
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
talking about Sagan and Dougie Hamilton last night of softball for
Yeah.
Phil Kessel.
Hmm.
Like that never goes away. So,
It's
but like
true.
he could be the next Nail Yakupov. You never know.
You don't. It's
So
true.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think.
Okay, so tell me what you want to do.
I think that's the guy on the fan. I didn't hear him, but he has the same idea basically as I have. There is you go to the Canucks because the Canucks want McKenna. They were historically bad this year. Um, they want the local guy. You trade down. You grab um, probably Albert Smith's the defenseman coming out of Jokerit and Red Bull Munich. Um, and you get another defenseman. Maybe it's the Zevbom guy that we were just talking about there from the Canucks, but I'm not, I'm not saying it has to be him. My point is you look for a younger defenseman and you draft that Smiths guy at the third overall pick and you try to develop some defensemen within the system because that's something the Leafs really haven't done.
They've never been good at it.
Never been good. So let's take a swing at this. Let's make our mark. If,
You-
let's let's try to build something defensively and um, you know, if Austin Matthews is not happy with that and he wants to go, whatever, make the trades, get the picks, get the players, the prospects, whatever. But like it has long been a problem for the Leafs. uh, Speaking about defensemen, and I think you're not going to have the potential big star player here, right? I mean, I guess Smiths could develop it into that. I don't want to say he won't, but the idea in my mind here is, like I said, defense has always been a problem with the Leafs, and here you're grabbing two of them that you can hope it turns out well and you can build with that. And you've still got Nylander and Matthews. You can use them as assets or you can sit on them for a year and wait and see what happens with these defensemen and
I mean,
and
if your goal is
address an
culture
actual
change, you got to get rid
problem.
of them. But yeah, the defense problem. Yeah, no, it is a problem. They have never been successful. I shouldn't say never. Morgan Riley was a successful development that they've
One.
had. One, yeah, Luke
Yeah.
Shen is the other one that comes to mind, but he
Yeah.
has been he
But
wasn't I
again,
wouldn't say that was successful. They kind of pushed him too soon.
yeah. But again,
Um,
one defenseman. They've never really had like a top pair of defensemen, really, right? Like they haven't had, it feels like whenever they had a good defenseman, he was by himself.
I mean, Dmitry Yushkevich was in Stanley Cup hockey for the Super Nintendo system. Other than that,
It feels to me anyways that you have almost a year where if you do something like this to play with your forwards that are established, you know, good forwards. So let's address one of the issues that the Leafs never seem to have fully addressed. It doesn't solve any goaltending problems, admittedly, but
I don't think they have huge goaltending problems. Honestly,
okay.
um, I mean, we can touch on that because I think like a year, like not this year, the year before, Stallers and Woll were like the best tandem in the league
Hmm.
for most of the year.
Hmm.
So if you can get some kind of goaltending from them, Woll has been injured a lot, took a leave of absence
Hmm.
this year, so it's been inconsistent. Stollers was not the Stollers from the year before,
Hmm.
and you have Hildeby coming up, so I think um, you have a goaltending prospect. Woll is still fairly young.
Hmm.
Um, and capable. He's
Hmm.
capable of stealing you some games.
So
So
again,
I think you ride that tandem. Try to trade Stolers for something, get something back. Um, and like if you're going to rebuild, like I'm okay with a Hildeby Wool tandem for the next few years. Um, I think that has enough promise to get you through this rebuild in a semi-competitive way.
mhm,
It's not like going to be a Fowler Dobish pair, but it'll be enough.
right.
You listen. You could sell me on moving down to the third overall pick and getting like an elite defensive prospect back.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say that's a bad move. It just stings like when you don't hit on that superstar, and there's no guarantees.
Hmm.
Like I said, you just want to. I would just draft the best player available and go from there. But if you hit on that third overall pick, what did you say the guy's name was?
That is Albert Smits.
So as you hit on Smiths, you get an elite defenseman back. You know, you're gonna be in good shape.
I
You're in okay
guess,
shape. You still got Matthews and Nyes up front, Nylander up front,
and Sundin.
Easton Cowan still coming up.
Yeah,
The ghost
absolutely.
of the voice of Matt Sundin from the rafters.
Yeah. Well, hey, you remember that McDonald's commercial with him and Gretzky? He did some amazing stuff from the rafters. Oh, anyways, what we thought we would do is let's look at the since Austin Matthews was drafted in 2016, the first overall draft picks and how they panned out.
Yeah,
So,
maybe this will give us an idea of what the expectation is for a first overall.
absolutely.
Maybe we should in the top three each year, but
He was drafted in 2016. He's played right away in the NHL 2016, 2017. Played the
4 goals his first game.
full
He had a 40
82.
goal season his first year.
He did. He
I'd
did.
forgotten that.
And 69 points and a six-game playoff appearance with 4 goals. So, um, I mean, we know enough from talking about it, from being focused on it, from living in this market. He's a, you can't say he's a miss.
No,
You
he's an
can, you
elite
can,
superstar.
yeah, you can say other things about him, but you cannot say he's a miss. He
People say
is,
he hasn't won anything, but he won a Hart Trophy. He won a gold medal.
yeah, I was just gonna say he just won a
Settle
gold
down.
medal. So yeah, he's a good player. There's no doubt about that. So that was a hit for sure. After him, first overall, Nico Hischier from the New Jersey Devils. He was he played the full 82 in his first season as well. 52 point season, brought the Devils to a playoff appearance. Um, since has had a couple quiet years in the middle there, but he's been primarily since 2021 60 plus point scorer, hovering around 30 goals for the last, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I would say he's a key part in what New Jersey is trying to kind of be on the upswing with, right?
Probably
Um,
is he a second line guy? Or is he playing with Jack Hughes? I'll look it up.
I'm not 100% sure, so I'll let you look that up for sure. But he plays center, so I think he's playing with
Yeah,
them.
well, Jack Hughes also plays center.
I thought, well, I can't keep all the Hughes straight.
It's fair. You don't need to. So they don't play together unless on their power play they play together. They play
Mm,
together on the power play. So, but
okay,
Nico Hischier is their number one center.
okay. Well,
So
there
it's
you
hard
go.
to judge the player entirely because we're just looking at his points and stuff. But
Hmm.
if you're getting, you got your first line center on a team with Jack Hughes, you know,
Yeah,
that's a hit.
that's a hit, I would say. If we have to say a hit or a miss, as opposed to, trying to determine if he's a superstar or a star or, supporting player or whatever in between. That might be too complicated. I'd say hit or miss, he's a hit. Next after him was from the official team of the podcast, Rasmus Dahlin.
Oh yeah.
Big hit. Big hit. Um, First year, 44 points as a defenseman, and outside of 2020-21, he has maintained that. Um, he's a key part in what Buffalo is doing. He's been a representative with Sweden all over the place. Um, all sorts of all rookie and all-star game appearances. He's a hit. I don't think there's any objections
No,
there.
100%. Like of he may be. You could make the argument he's the biggest hit in the last decade. I don't know. Hart. I don't know. Matthews has a Hart Trophy, so there's that. But like an elite defenseman like that is,
Yeah, it's hard to come by.
yeah.
Absolutely. Next up is Jack Hughes, as we were just talking about. Also from the Devils, so he was drafted 21. Or no, he wasn't. He was drafted 2019. There we go. Played right away with the Devils, 21-point season with 61 games. It took him a while to get, I mean, he hasn't played a full season yet. He has not played a full 82, but he has got, he had a rough-ish first couple of years, then hit 56 points in his third season, 99 points in 2022-23, and it's been 70 points since then. Um, all three All-Star game appearances, a gold medal. Um, yeah, I would say a hit as well. Um, I'm
Yeah, I know. I'd agree.
I'm actually a little surprised um,
Definite hit.
about these numbers here
We just got to give a shout out that he played in the local junior B team, the Georgetown Raiders.
for 9 games.
9 games. That's a junior B team.
Hmm.
Friend of mine was the head assistant coach of that team for a year before taking on another coaching opportunity. So it's mind blowing that he played. Jack Hughes played on the Raiders. Um, you
Yeah,
know,
what is it, the Mold Master Center or
Mold Ma-
whatever?
it's Mold Masters. I think it's the Alcott, which is like a separate, the original arena that they kind of built on.
Right, right.
Um, but that's like going to watch a game at South Fletcher's. Like
Yeah, that's right.
it's
Yeah.
my it's like watching. I don't know how to compare it. It's like watching Gretzky play for the Brampton Capitals
Yeah, right, right. Yeah. There you
at
go.
Memorial, but
Yeah.
Memorial's bigger than
The
this arena.
memorial's bigger. Yeah. Regardless, pretty cool tie in there. And we got a hit.
Big hit, gold medal winner, big hit.
Alexis Lafreniere.
Probably the biggest miss on the list.
Yeah,
Not even a miss. It's hard to miss, but like, um,
his points have been under 60. His goals have been, besides for 1 year, under 20,
and
or
he's
two
played a
years.
lot. He's only missed
Yeah, he's only missed a couple
a couple
games.
games.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's fair to say that he's necessarily a miss,
But if you're
but
ranking these players,
yeah,
he's probably at the
exactly.
bottom.
He's probably towards the bottom of this list of players. Yeah. Yeah. Granted, it's a really good list of players, but yeah. Um, Moving on, we have Owen Power from the Buffalo Sabres as well. So drafted in 2021. Owen Power's first year, he only played 8 games with the Sabres because he opted to go back to university for his senior year.
I wonder what he took.
Um, I don't know. it doesn't seem to say that. Anyways,
He needed that honors though.
yeah, I guess. Uh, I would say this is this probably the first player that's in that group of players where the choice to go to university and have some money and all that kind of stuff was on the table. And maybe going to university, getting your education, getting a paycheck, and only easing yourself into the NHL doesn't necessarily seem so bad anymore, you know? Um, Going back to Gavin McKenna, apparently this guy was paid $700,000 this past season to play for Penn State. Before that, he played in the WHL with the Medicine Hat Tigers. So,
Oh, it's so greasy.
um, you know, we didn't talk about this either, but let's say the Leafs just take him. He might choose to just go back to university next year and make
No,
another
he's not doing.
700.
He's not doing that.
You never know. You
The league
never know.
minimum is more than that.
I'm not saying that he would get paid more in university. What I'm saying is that's still a pretty decent salary, knowing that he's going to make a ton of money down the road. He's 18 years old, so to go back to university for a year might not be a horrible option anymore, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, back to Owen Power. He played those first 8 games, 3 points, but then after that he's played almost full seasons every year, 35 points, 33, 40, and 29. Surprisingly, this year was his least productive year, and this is the Sabres playoff year, but we go. Made the all rookie team, but I guess he would probably be, and it's harder to kind of
It's harder to judge a defenseman on just
right,
their stats like this,
right.
especially when he's probably paired with Rasmus Dahlin.
Mhm.
What's
He's
like?
not.
He's not.
He's
No, he's the
probably
second line
like,
guy.
yeah,
But he's the probably the shutdown guy on that pair.
sure, sure, absolutely. Um,
Yeah, because they've got Bowen Byram on the second power play unit. So that tells you kind of more of what his role is on that team.
yeah, I would say he's probably towards the lower bit of this list if you have to rank him in this list, but um, he's a key part of what Buffalo's doing there, and
100%.
um, I if I again, I think everyone is probably a, not a miss on this, but definitely on the lower end of all these players. How's that?
Yeah, there's no real misses.
There really
I
isn't.
know we're doing
Yeah.
like a hit and miss, but it's not. There's no Nelly Yakupovs in on these lists
Right. Right.
or Alexander Daigle. Like, there's no one who's just like flamed out, didn't make the show. Like,
Right.
these are all guys contributing to their teams in a
Yeah.
fairly meaningful way.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So if we draft
Next.
Gavin McKenna and the best we get is like a second line left wing,
Yeah,
still
that's a
pretty
problem.
good. I think it's still pretty good. That's what you're seeing here, right? You're not, and not everyone's going to be
Well,
Macklin Celebrini.
right. Right.
So in terms of like managing your expectations,
Hmm.
especially this draft year.
Yeah.
Anyways, next up is Slavkovsky. I'll do it for you.
Slavkovsky,
Good.
thank
Don't
you
worry
very
about it.
much. He's only had a couple years under his belt here. For his first season, he went out with an injury, so he only played 39 games, 10 points. He's been a 50-point guy for the last 2 years. He's the guy on the back end for the Canadians. I almost said the Canucks there for the Canadians. So um, it's early, right? Like it's early, but he's part of the upswing that we've seen of the Canadians over
In
the past couple
his
years.
third year, is it second year, third year? What do we say?
It's his third year.
Third year, he's playing the top line with
Hmm.
Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki.
Hmm.
That's, to me, that's a pretty good.
Yep.
That's a successful draft pick.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Next up is Connor Bedard, and Connor Bedard is
Probably
in.
number 11 on this list if I had to rank them.
He's not a.
Nothing? You didn't give me anything, Jer.
No, I honestly, I okay. Let's get into that. I think
I offered you a
with
big trade for him,
yes, you did.
which would have won you the season, I'm sure.
Uh, well, that's
We'll never know, but I'm
we'll
sure.
never know. Yeah, yeah.
But I'm sure.
Um, he's in his third season. He's been 60 or 70 points a season. Has a little bit of injury worries, pattern, whatever you want to say, already in his young career. Um, he was like this is a player that was supposed to be like a McDavid level type player,
He has
right?
like the highest kind of hype going
Yeah,
of these players.
he absolutely has.
I don't
And
know if you can compare it to Matthews, but he was like supposed to be the
well,
generational talent of this
right,
generation.
right.
Yes.
And so far, and it almost feels unfair because of how early it is, but so far, maybe not. You know, um,
There's still time, but
there's
he's
lots
playing
of
on a pretty
time.
bad Chicago
And
team.
yes, I was just going to say that. So how much of that is the team? How much of that is him? Um,
Notable
I'm
scratch from Team Canada.
I'm still convinced that was injury more than anything else, but and a depth of talent to choose from, right? Yeah. If you're Latvia, you're hoping this guy comes back. If you're Canada, you can afford to move on from him. You know what I mean?
If you're
Because,
Latvia. Yeah.
um, but I guess I'll say the verdict is out on Connor Bedard still.
I think it's a
That's
hit. Like, I think he's still someone you can build your thing around, but your team around. But it's because
I
these
hope
ones are so
so.
early to say, right? Like, if you were
Yeah,
to go
yeah,
back to some of
that's
those other guys and look at their first 3 years,
yeah. I mean, Owen Power, you look at the first year and it's eight
well,
games,
defensively
and
is
that
different from
yeah,
your top center, but yeah.
no,
In terms of like
absolutely.
Lafreniere,
Hmm.
this is a big upgrade.
Hmm. Yeah, well, that's true.
But like you said, was supposed to be like a McDavid type
Yeah, there was
player and
bigger
hasn't been that yet.
expectations on him, right? So,
But I think we need to get to the guy who is kind of exceeding expectations.
yeah,
Maybe
I
the
mean,
the
this
real
is,
Bedard,
yeah, Connor, but I'm so used to all those players being Connors.
Connor Celebrini.
Yeah, that's right. Macklin Celebrini, 2 years in the NHL, almost 200 points already.
Woo!
Insane talent. He is he's made himself even bigger with his contributions in the Olympics this year, and yeah, and it's only been two professional seasons. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, and San Jose's kind of rise up over those 2 years from
Yeah,
being a rebuilding, oh, let's hope for the best to they're probably going to be a playoff team next year. Um,
they were almost a playoff team this year. Yeah,
yeah, right. Um, and he's the catalyst for that. He's a fantastic player, and if it keeps going, we might be talking. You know, was it Celebrini or was it Bedard? It was maybe it was Celebrini. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah, I like this guy a lot, and yeah, I can't say enough good things about him, and I know you can't either. He's really helped your fantasy team.
Yes. I can't say he's the only bright spot because there's a few bright spots. It's just there's a few black holes on the team. But it's exciting to see a player like this young, put up that kind of those points. On my team or not, it's exciting to see a 19-year-old put up 115 points and break Joe Thornton's team record of most points in a season
Hmm.
at 19. Like it's fun. And the fact that I get
Youngest.
to have him on my team forever, it's a cherry on top. I don't
There
like
you
cherries. It's gravy.
go. youngest Canadian NHL player to score an Olympic goal. Throw that in there.
He was like, apparently he was talking to his dad before the Olympics and was like, do you think I'll have a chance to play?
It's insane to think
It's
after all
like,
that, eh?
yeah.
7 points by a teenager at the Winter Olympics tied Malkin's 2006 record. With the NHL players, of course, not. Uh, just just a talent. That's all you can say. That's a definite hit. Congratulations, San Jose. And last year, uh, the Islanders got their first pick, moving up from 10th, if you remember, Matthew Schaefer. Um, Good old Hamilton boy. 1 year in the league. I don't think it's fair to make any um, kind of definite outcome statement on him yet, but he's looking all right.
An excellent rookie year
Yeah.
for a defenseman.
Hmm.
He won the rookie of the year, didn't he?
He did not.
Oh, he didn't?
He did not.
They haven't given it out yet, or he just didn't win it? Someone else won it.
I guess they haven't given it out yet, have they? That's what it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
My
The rookie
mistake.
of the year favorite, from my
Uh,
understanding.
Calder Memorial nominees for 2026 are Ivan Demidov from the Canadiens, Matthew Schaefer from the Islanders, and Beckett Senek. I don't know how you say his last name from the
Sinecki?
Ducks.
I don't have it in front of me.
Senecki. Yeah, there
Sinecki's
you go.
funner to say. Beckett
Uh,
Sinecki.
yeah. So he's in the mix. He's nominated. He's in the final three for the Calder. So he might still be in the end. Um, we talked about the Islanders moving their AHL affiliate to Hamilton. Could it be because of him?
Probably.
That would be
Ooh, they
fun
got
if
some
he
good
played the
hockey
game.
players coming out of Hamilton. I thought it was all Tigers and Ice Caps.
Um, that's how the last 10 first overall picks
So real
look.
quick,
Mhm.
I pulled up an AI thing. I AI'd it. Is AI a verb yet?
It is now.
Okay, so the top. I'm gonna go quickly through the top three picks from each year.
Okay.
Okay, 2016, Austin Matthews, Patrick Laine,
Okay.
Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
um, Austin Matthews, the absolute standout of the three.
As he was expected to be.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
back then, Patrick Laine, it was it wasn't a tight one too, but Patrick Laine was expected to do more than I think what he did. He had a rough go, but anyways, Pierre Luc Dubois.
Mhm.
I don't have his stats in front of me, but like not a hit. Anyways, just to get an idea of if we trade down to three, what it looks like. 2017, Nico Herscher. 2, Nolan Patrick.
Okay.
3, Mikko Heiskanen.
Okay.
Pretty good players.
Yeah.
2018, Rasmus Dahlin. Svechnikov, number 2. Number
Oh,
3, Kotkaniemi.
okay.
Kind of the dud in that one.
But the maybe the best name in hockey.
Kotkaniemi. 2019's Jack Hughes, Capo Caco.
Mm.
Number 3, Kirby Dack, who I've never heard of.
Yeah, nor have I.
So kind of the
Okay.
flame out there. 2020, Alexis Lafreniere, number 1. Quentin Byfield, number 2. Number 3, Tim Stützle. Stutzla.
Oh,
So
there's a
pretty
good
good pick
number
at number
three.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2021, Owen Power, number 1. Matty Beniers, number 2. Number 3, Mason McTavish.
Okay.
2022, Slavkovsky, number 1. Simon Nemec, number 2. Logan Cooley, number 3.
Mm.
So I'm seeing a pattern here, which I'll mention in a second. 2023, Connor Bedard, number
Hmm.
1. Leo Carlson, number 2. Number 3, Adam Fantilli.
Okay.
2024, Macklin Celebrini. Levzhinov, number 2. Number 3, Beckett Sinecki.
Okay.
2025, Matthew Schaefer, number 1. Michael Misa, number 2. Anton Frondel, number 3. Outside of Schaefer,
Hmm.
Owen Power, it
Hmm.
seems to be hard to find a defenseman in the first round. No, there's a few. Never mind. Just lately, Heskinen's a good defenseman. Heskinen's
Yeah.
yeah, a good defenseman. Dahlin's a good defenseman. Power's a good defenseman.
Hmm.
Simon Nemec, is he still playing? I don't know.
Yes. I mean, he's still playing hockey. Yeah, he's with the Devils. Yeah.
Okay, so he's on their second line defense.
Yeah.
Um, so most, like the vast majority of these players, are serviceable in some fashion. It's
Hmm.
not as exciting if they're second line, but it's not a bad. It's not an awful outcome.
Right.
You're getting a serviceable player.
Hmm.
What was this guy's name? Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here. Chicago Blackhawks. Chicago. There you are. Anton Frondell is on the first power play in Chicago. Second line center. But Kirby Doc is nowhere to be seen.
Kirby Doc is with the Canadians.
Is he with the Canadians?
Yeah.
Garak is telling me he's with Chicago, so take
He was
that for what it's worth.
drafted by the Blackhawks, but he ended up in Montreal. He's one, two, three, four, five. So this is his
On the second
sixth.
power play,
57
and
games this year with the Canadians.
a fourth line guy, though.
Yeah. Last year,
Either
only a
way,
couple games. So I'm wondering if that's injury related. But anyways, yeah,
either way.
he's
And looking at all of those names, it's pretty encouraging,
yeah,
drafting in the top three.
yeah, absolutely. And it yeah, I mean that just backs up my train of thought, I guess.
What
So
does,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
The draft is going to happen in Buffalo this year, by the way, and it'll be held June 26th and 27th. So on June 26th, we will know what the Leafs decide to do with that pick. Um, so we only have a few weeks to go for that. 20 days.
20 days. Get your act together, Mats and John.
Hmm.
Cheka, Sandinka, Chadine. Chadine's
Shadeen.
probably the winner there.
There you go. Shadeen. There we go. It's official. And I don't think you can beat that. So with that, we'll leave it there for this week, and we'll see what other craziness happens in Leafland this week, and we'll talk to you guys next week again.
Can't wait for it. The
Um,
craziness and the podcast.
Absolutely. Let's not rank what one we prefer, though.
No, that'll be a secret.
Have a good week, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
The Money Sauce Podcast with your